rainbows, welcome back to my channel. So yes, I recently watched the Volume 2 Guardians of the Galaxy and thought I would create a Nebula inspired look because it just looked amazing. So the first step for me is to smooth my hair back and apply a bald cap. Yeah. Now the bald cap I had was just a real cheap and nasty one, which ended up being a bit of a fail because it kind of fell apart in my hands, but I did the best I could. So basically I applied it and then I went in with some Aid. You could use liquid latex, and that's my phone going off. You could use spirit gum or any type of adhesive to kind of stick it down. So I'm just applying it, letting it become tacky, and then smoothing the bald cap over the top, trying to keep it as smooth as possible while I'm letting it adhere. So the next step for me is to cut a little slit for my ear. So I'm basically pulling it away, making sure I don't actually cut my ear or I don't cut any of my hair, but this is where it kind of fell apart. So once I've done that little slit, I'm just kind of sticking it back down, and then when I went to do the other side, it literally like tore all the way up the back of my head. So I had to try and stick it down with some bobby pins, and yeah, I did the best I could. So once it's adhered, I'm going over the top with some liquid latex and just kind of stippling it on around those edges. Now bear in mind, this may take quite a few layers depending on the thickness of your bald cap. I think I ended up doing about 5 layers, letting it dry well in between each layer. Once that is completely dry, the next step would be to cover one of your eyebrows. Now, this tutorial was not working for me. The glue stick I had was, yeah, pretty much buggered. So I ended up just trying to get some soap just to lay it as flat down as I could and then press some powder into it. It didn't work really at all, but I didn't have a glue stick. So again, I tried my best. So, oh, my phone! Sorry, I should have it on silent. Moving on to some aqua paints, I am just starting to paint my face. I'm going in with a turquoisey kind of colour first, and then I mixed 2 colours together because I didn't have a purple and applied that to the centre. So because I didn't want to get any aqua paint in my actual eye area, I'm going in with some cream paints. This is just a Breeze Wheel by Bed Night, and I'm basically just smudging the purple and the blue shadows along my eyes and along my lower lash line as well. I'm using the dark blue as well to fill in a killer eyebrow on one side. Now moving on with a grey aqua paint, I'm just starting to kind of map out where the silvery metal kind of robotic bits start to peek out. This is quite a light shade, so it's good because we can add a lot more depth to it later, and this is just basically the outline. The next step for me is to take a black aqua paint and just a finer brush. You will need a steady hand, but doesn't matter if it's not perfect, because I cannot draw a straight line to save my life, but I tried. And I'm basically just outlining everything, using a lot of reference pictures to try and kind of map out all the grooves and everything that Nebula had in the actual film as well. So I just tried my best to kind of map out the similar design. I'm also doing the cheek kind of patterns, then I'm going in with a darker blue, filling those in, and then outlining that again in black and just doing an extra line. Now moving on to her robotic eye, again I'm just taking the same black aqua paint and just starting to outline all of that area. Then I'm going in and just doing more of the pattern design inside that area. So again, you can use reference pictures or you can kind of just wing it like I did, and yeah, go from there. I'm also taking a dark cream colour and just starting to blend and smudge around the outskirts of it just to make it look a little bit more raised and 3D effects in a way. I'm also doing this along the sides of the darker blue as well, just to make my cheeks look a little bit more chiseled and just more 3-dimensional. Next, I'm doing a little bit of light nose contouring just with a darker purple shadow, and then I'm going in with this gorgeous silvery pigment by Fearless Cosmetics, and I'm going over the top of all of the grey areas to really give it a metallic kind of sheen to it. Then I'm going in with a little bit of a black eyeshadow, and I'm just outlining some things, adding a little bit of shadows here and there just to make it look a little bit more intricate and in depth. Lastly for me, I am applying a purple lipstick to my lips, and I didn't have a costume, so I kind of just draped this silver thing over me. Yeah, I just did what I could with what I had. So all you'd need to do is add some black Sucrea lenses to make your eyes look really nice and dark. I didn't have any on me, so I ended up just editing my eyes in the photos. Anyway, rainbows, here you have my finished look. If you guys have any requests for any type of cosplay or movie characters or video game characters or whatever, post a comment below and I will definitely do it for you guys. Love you all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Every day is just another day you should be spending with me, and baby you should find a way